Hey everyone, welcome back to ACT Math Quick Hits, where you can make this one small change and watch these videos. It doesn't cost you any money, only costs you a little bit of time, and you're going to help improve your ACT math score. So there's the rundown of the math section of the ACT, and let's get back into it for today. Alright, today's question says, the lengths of two corresponding sides of two similar right triangles are in the ratio of 4 to 5. The hypotenuse of the smaller triangle is 20 inches long. How many inches long is the hypotenuse of the larger triangle? Okay, so there's a lot to unpack with this one. Desmos isn't really going to help us out too much besides doing a calculation for us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw all these up so we can get a good visual of what we're dealing with here. All right, so we have two similar triangles. One's bigger than the other, so I'll go with our blue triangle being the big one, and I'll go with a green triangle being the small one, right? It tells us the hypotenuse of the smaller triangle is 20 inches long. So there's our hypotenuse. We don't know the hypotenuse of the larger triangle. That's what we're trying to find. Remember, the hypotenuse is always the side that's across from the 90-degree angle. And then we're in this ratio of 4 to 5. So the smaller triangle has to have the smaller side, so that's the 4. And then the bigger triangle has to have the bigger side, that's the 5. And you could put it on the bottom if you want. I just arbitrarily put it on the side. So what we need to do now is we have to set up ratios. And it doesn't matter how we set up our ratios. I always like to keep my triangles together, right? So this triangle here is the smaller one. The side that's corresponding is 4, and the hypotenuse is 20. And then I set that equal to the blue triangle, where the side corresponding is 5, and then I'm looking for this hypotenuse. So now we just have to solve this equation. I'm sure at some point you've heard your math teacher say something about cross multiplication. I actually hate talking about cross multiplication. It is nice and it's quick and it works in a situation like this, but eventually you're going to get to situations where you can't cross multiply, and if all you know is cross multiplication, then you won't be able to actually do or solve the equation. So I'm just going to take a quick second and say, okay, what are we really doing? We're trying to get the h out of the denominator, so we multiply both sides by h, and then we need to get the h by itself over here, so let's multiply both sides by 20. So I know it's kind of messy in there, but that's ultimately what we are doing, is we just need to get the h out. And you notice that's what happened when we cross multiply, right? We get 4h and then 5 times 20, which is 100. So like I said, let's go up here with the equation. And then now to solve for h, we just divide both sides by 4. And again, this is where you could use Desmos or a calculator. We get h is 25. And there it is, answer D for dinosaur. Alright, so thanks for watching, everyone. I know this stuff isn't the most exciting out there, and the videos aren't the most polished. However, we're just here to learn some math, learn about the ACT, and maybe get a Desmos hack when we can. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Your future self will appreciate it. Thanks again, everyone.